How's frugal living treating you these days? Are you still frugal? Would you like to be? In this video, I'm going to share 7 reasons why I'm still frugal after all these years. If I can do it, you can stay frugal too. Welcome, I'm Amy, and here at Frugal Over 50, I give tips and tools for frugal living. Now let's get to 7 reasons I am still frugal. Number 1, necessity. I have had, over the course of the last 4 years, 3 or 4 job changes, 2 moves, lots of family situation changes, and some life updates that were really strong offline that didn't make it on camera. And necessity dictated that I had to be frugal or just kind of lose control of everything. When everything was changing, it was really, really hard to understand what's coming next. And staying frugal is really a necessity in times of great change, if your brain can focus on it. And honestly, sometimes my brain could, and sometimes I had to play a little catch up. But necessity is the mother of frugality. And so with all of the different changes that I've been living through, and some of those were changes that took me offline here for a couple of years, I am happy to report that frugal living has brought me back. One of the ways that needing to be frugal has, as I say, brought me back here, and also brought me back to a place where I feel like I am, not want to say it too loudly, a little bit more stable in my life, feeling really good about things right now, honestly, is that frugal living helps to set priorities. When things are changing very rapidly, maybe those changes are under your control, maybe they are not in your control at all, it can help to think frugally through what is going to be my immediate next step. In the moment, if it's a crisis, the immediate next step is dealing with the crisis, of course. But if there is even the slightest bit of time for taking a moment and thinking, what do I actually need to do here? Frugal living can help set priorities. Remember, Bolo Sukhumbi told us, frugal living is the act of being very intentional with your spending. And I would say, we're talking here about spending money, about spending our time, about spending our thoughts, anything that we are giving out into the world or giving to ourselves, being very intentional about it. In times of change, which I have been living through the last 4 years, and many of you probably have as well if you're my age or right around there, necessity is, as I say, the mother of frugality. Number 2, and not unrelated to number 1, peace of mind. I will tell you that I was not a perfect little angel when it came to maintaining frugal living priorities, frugality focus during all of these changes over the last 4 years. Absolutely not. And at times where I lost sight of my own intentionality, where I lost sight of the needs that I had, the needs that my family had, where I lost sight of my priorities, things got even more chaotic. And I have to say, in some cases, probably unnecessarily so. Because I was not able to be intentional, I was just playing whack-a-mole with my life. You know that game where you go to the county fair and the moles pop up and you're whacking them? That's how it felt. And so peace of mind was something that I had to go and look for. And there are many strategies for that, but the first for me, the very, very first, was just sitting back down with my budget and going, all right, where are we exactly? That gave me a snapshot of this exact moment in my financial life. And it's so strange how once you get a snapshot of your financial life, you can get just a sense of, oh, I get what's happening. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, wait, that's all right. Now what do I do? And that peace of mind of just understanding where you are is so crucial in frugal living. And that peace of mind, which I sort of gained and lost and gained and lost, I am really, really hoping that being back on this channel and talking to you folks will help me stay focused even when things get chaotic again, because you know they're gonna, because we are people and we live life, and life just doesn't go in a straight line, does it? And so when we keep frugal living in mind, we keep peace of mind. Number 3, priorities. It is so telling how, during the times of change that I have been living over the last 4 years, frugal living has helped me set my priorities for today, for tomorrow, for next month, for next year, for the next 10 years, for the next 20, 30, and if I'm being hyper optimistic, even 40 years. What do I want to do? What is important to me? I don't know if there is another way that would make sense to me, to my brain, to think about my present and my future without frugal living as the core of it. Frugal living, again, being very intentional with everything that I spend of myself, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's work, whatever it is. Being very intentional means that I can think about my priorities and then intentionally move towards those priorities. Now, here's the thing. I'm getting older. Some of the things that I could have done even 10 years ago may not be realistic for me anymore. And so another thing that frugal living helps me to do is be honest about where I am right now and be honest about what I can realistically expect to do, but also to not sell myself short. Let me give you an example. I really enjoy traveling to places that are quite far away from me. This means that I'm going to be on planes, trains, and automobiles. I'm going to be walking a lot, and I'm going to be dealing with jet lag, which at almost 60 is quite a bit different than it was at 40. It really sticks around. What can I do if that's important? First of all, save up so that I can spend money on the things that matter to me and that keep me physically safe and mentally stable as I'm traveling. Second of all, recognize that that may mean that I'm not traveling as often as I really think I would like to. That's okay. Third of all, I need to get in the gym. I need to get stable. I need to get strong. I need to get aerobically fit so that I can move around with core strength, with balance, and lift suitcases as long as I can do that. And so all of these things that I can do now lead to later. I'm spending time, I'm spending money, I'm spending energy, and I'm leading towards something that is going to really matter to me in the future. And I gotta tell you, although I'm not a huge fan of going to the gym, I sure do love the results, and they help me even today. So priorities really, really keep me frugal. If you're enjoying this video, would you give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already? Join the Frugal Over 50 community. We are 13,000 strong and growing. And if you'd like to get notified of new videos, click the bell. And now let's get back to the tips. The fourth reason that I am still frugal is the world that I live in. It's the same world that you live in, and I've talked about this in the past. We live in a world that doesn't always do what we want, doesn't always give us what we need, and doesn't always help us be the best people we would like to be. This is a really big subject, and I am not a politics channel, but I will say this. When I focus on frugal living, I focus on what I can control, what I can influence, the part of the world where I can make a positive change. And because I know I need to be frugal, because I have peace of mind through frugal living, and because I have set my priorities, I know that even though this world is doing what it's doing at the moment and will continue to do things that I love and do things that I just can't stand to live with. And although the world may be troubling me and it may be troubling you, perhaps in different ways because we're different people, we live in different parts of the world, if we share a focus on frugal living, then we are focusing on using what we have, on being intentional with what we need, on being joyful about what we want, and on sharing with others. And these priorities can only make the world better. They can only give us empowerment to help others out in the world. And they can only help us to reach out and make the world a better place. So frugal living can be a path to us making our little corner of the world just a bit brighter. Reason number 5 that I am still frugal after all these years is that I am indeed, as I have just said, getting older. And that means that I need to think about my future perhaps a little bit differently than I did. I'm watching young adult family members who are looking ahead to, say, 40 years of work ahead of them and maybe multiple careers. That's not me anymore. I am probably in the last job of my career. I'm very proud to have finally landed on something that feels happy and stable and secure for me, and that I can do for quite some time ahead, that can then lead me into a retirement where I will probably be mostly okay, and I'll have a few options. What a profound luxury. And of course, some of that luxury has to do with the privilege that I came into the world with, the privilege that I walk around with. I'm really lucky, and I hope never to take that luck for granted, but instead to use what I have for good, for myself, for family, for friends, and for the small part of the world that I can influence. I probably have a few decades left in the world, and I'm really happy that getting older means that I can set my priorities for living, for working, for growing, and for caring for others through frugal living. Reason number 6 is my budget. Because I have a budget, I can stay honest and I can stay informed about my own financial situation and therefore about my own frugal priorities. If I didn't have a budget, honestly, I am not a person who could function frugally in the world. I know that some of you have told me in the past that you function best without a set budget, that you tend to know what your expenses are, you can keep track of these things in your head, and writing them down doesn't help you. And if that's you, and it's working for you, that's great. In my case, I have a lifelong struggle of understanding the relationship between money and things, or particularly if it's a necessity like money and housing, money and transportation. I don't get the relationship exactly, and some of that I think has to do with the fact that my politics is a little different than how the world works in the part of the world where I live. But some of it is just that I don't get it. But when I use my budget, I can understand more clearly the relationship between the money that I spent and that container of yogurt that I got at the grocery store. And that's really helpful to someone like me with my particular brain. Having a budget is sort of the core, I have to say, of my ability to stay frugal after all these years. And I'm really thankful that I found a budgeting method that works for me. If you're still struggling, there are a lot of different apps and programs out there that you can try, and I recommend that you keep at it until you find one that works for you. You can do it. I believe in you. Last but certainly not least, I love it. I love frugal living, and in fact, I love it so much that I want to share it with all of my online friends and just keep them growing. And that's what brought me back to YouTube. After 2.5 years, I had thought that my life had changed so much that it wasn't going to be possible for me to be on YouTube in the same way that I was before. And I discovered that no, I just miss it too much. And I'm able to come back now because I love frugal living. I love everything that frugal living has given me, and frugal living has given me all of you. And I'm so, so grateful to be back with you and to be sharing frugal living tips. If you have not shared a frugal living tip down in the comments yet, please go down and share your favorite frugal tip. Can't wait to read them all. Our quote for the day comes from Elizabeth Lim, who said, "Seize the wind. Don't become the kite that never flies." So wherever you are on your frugal living journey, take the next step, whatever that next step is for you, and know that you are not alone. And I am so proud of you. Live frugally, change your life, and together we will change the world. I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned where I had sometimes played chess. And when